Hello, it's Rob here and welcome to the next of my build videos of my new Tamiya HotShot. Today we're going to be looking at the shocks, but just before we do, the last episode I hadn't quite finished my driver, so here he is. And yes, I know when I started I'd painted the helmet white, but the second coat, I don't know what happened, whether it reacted with the first coat or I hadn't let it dry enough, I don't know, but something happened and it was awful. So bad that I took it all off and I've sprayed it metallic black, which is what I'm going to spray the body. So with that, let's get into building some shocks. Okay, so here we are building the shocks, and yet again, not the same really as any other kit I've done. So in a good old Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier. Whoa, and that's a strong spring, guys. But anyway, we'll go through roughly. However, as you can see, I've chickened out and I've already put the piston on and the two E-clips to make it easier. And don't you just know it, they went straight on, not a problem. And there we go. Now, oops, for some reason we have 5 O-rings for this kit. However, I'm still going to use some of my green slime that I've got left, if I can get it out. Too eager, guys. I forgot MD1 shaft guide, and the 2 O-rings are slipping out of my fingers because of all the green slime. There we go. Last but not least in this bit is this brass collet, and there is a note somewhere that tells you that Tamiya has supplied extra ones as spares, which is very kind of them. And then that just screws on. Tighten it up as tight as I can and get it running with the slime. And then for some reason there's an O-ring that goes on, presumably a bump stop, and then your flanged nut. And then we can swiftly move on to step 21, filling her up with oil. And this is blue, which is Tamiya's 600 weight or value, which is medium thickness. And you can tell when you're pouring this that it is thicker than the standard yellow they normally supply with most kits. So we just keep filling it up until it's almost at the top, because we then grab hold of the body, lift the piston up a bit, and then slowly pull it back down to make sure you try and get rid of all the air from underneath. And this is Tamiya's preferred way of doing it. There are other ways and I do them sometimes, but in this instance I'm going to go with Tamiya's way and then top it up again, and then I'm just going to leave that for 10 or 20 minutes to let the air bubbles that have been generated pop and disperse, and then we'll get back into which is the completely different bit to any other Tamiya shock absorber I've built. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so the air bubbles should have dissipated by now. I'm going to wrap a bit of tissue stroke cloth stroke summit around, and then, unlike the Tamiya guide, I've already put the diaphragm in because it's a rather tight fit and you can't get it when it's already in here, so wish me luck. Hopefully won't pour too much out. Well, there we go. All tightened up. And we can move on. Okay, so we're now ready to assemble the rest of the damper assembly. To do this, you're not going to, well, if it sort of flabbergasted me. Now, there's two plastic halves of a brackets, and as you can see, the damper sits in the top there like so, and then takes two 2.6 by 10 mil screws. Oops, I think you need the smaller screwdriver. I think I'm definitely going to have to fork out some wonga to get some new Japanese screwdrivers. Anyway, done. Still spins round, and then we've got this, which is D7, which is the adjuster. If you notice, we've got a long slot, a small slot and a medium slot, and that just goes up like so, and then you're supposed to be able to pull it down and adjust it for your spring pre-tensioner, but I'm not sure I'll be able to do that. Anyway, the next job is to screw the bottom of the adapter on, and then we screw it on. That's about it. Where's my spanner? So we screw that down and then try and tighten it onto it, and then we can let go. Oh, I'm definitely getting too old for this. And there we have the rear shock done. So we will turn over the page and have a look at attaching them. Right then, step 23 is installing the front shock absorber as well as the front, I keep on calling it torsion bar, anti-roll bar. I think they're the same thing really, if I'm honest, but anyway. So again, it's very similar, other than we've now got to pop them in these lubrifurkings. Yeah, that's the word. Carbon fibre brackets. And there we go. And now all that's left, it says, is to put the shock on. And to do that, we need one of those lovely E-clips. And it goes on like that. It says, oof. Right. Well, I'm going to try one. Well, I can't. I need to do it there. Watch go pinging off now. Come on. Well, it's on. Ah, finally. So, there we have one front suspension. So, let's have a look at what we need to do for the back one. I think I've got to find a few more bits here. And it should go through there. Like that. And we should just be able to tighten that up. And that's the front of the rear shock done. And the back. Oh. Looks like you might have a bit of adjustment there, but oh my god. I don't think there's going to be any movement at all by the time you've got that in. Wow. Then we got a spacer. And then my nemesis. The tiny little E-clip. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on, please. Come on. Yay, that's on. Must be because I was slightly off camera. Sorry about that, people, but I'm not doing that again. You've seen it hundreds of times. And here we have the rear suspension. Can't grab hold of it anywhere. It's one side, and the other, and then the mechanism at the back. Oh, cool. Right, so with that, it's definitely looking like more like a buggy now, and I'm going to leave it there. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and look forward to seeing you on the next one for what looks to be the electronics. Woohoo! Cheers, bye!